dang it, Bobby! Hank, Peggy, and Bobby Hill, along with Peter Griffin, Stan Smith, and a host of other classic characters, are headed to the Apple Arcade in the newly released Warped Kart Racers.
And there was another $1 million video game acquisition. We've got all the news about that and so much more right now on Gaming News Weekly. Gaming News Weekly is back with another brand new episode with all the juiciest, the biggest video game news you need to know. We are the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single week we're bringing you all the best news in the video game industry. My name is Erecta Red. I am joined as always by Full Clip. What's the haps?
Oh, you know, man, in spirit, I am great. Nature is trying to kill me, so if anybody knows anything wrong with my voice, that's because I'm choking on pollen all the time.
Oof,
but otherwise, great week, yeah.
I'm glad, otherwise, you're feeling okay, though?
Yeah.
Despite the trees trying to murder you?
Yeah, doing my best. Self-medicating with Monster and...
Classic. That's the key, yep. Have you ever seen the movie The Happening? The M. Night Shyamalan joint?
That might be what's happening right now.
Yeah. The Happening is happening.
Yep.
Have you been just laying low? You been playing any games or anything?
Haven't been playing a lot. Nothing new. Played Halo a little bit, the new Season 2 that just came out on I believe the 3rd. I didn't get to play a lot of the new modes, though. Did you get into any of those, like the last Spartan Standing?
I did. I've been kind of addicted to the last Spartan Standing. At first, I hated it. Like the first couple times I played it, I was like, this is dumb. I don't understand it. And then I kind of figured it out. You figure out the timing of the match and how to, you upgrade. Anytime you kill people, you get points and you can upgrade your weapons and you figure out which weapons work best in which scenarios. And now I love it. Yeah, I'm really into it. And also, like, I'm super into trying to, like, complete, like, the weekly challenges. And it seems like most of those have been Last Spartan Standing themed. So I've been doing that. Now I think I gotta like melee like 12 more people in Last Spartan Standing, which, it's not the easiest. I gotta do 3 from behind on people. And it's like, dude, that's a lot of work. But
yeah, did you grab the, not the Game Pass?
The Battle Pass?
Yeah, Battle Pass for the season.
This is the first one I bought. But I figured I'm right there on day one. My wife's been out of town, so I've been playing it like nonstop this week. It was the perfect opportunity to do so. And then today I just got through one of the Game Pass perks, some double XP things. So tonight I'm going crazy. I'm using the double XP thing, and I'm just gonna play until like 3 a.m.
Nice. I did get into that mode where you use like a battle rifle and it's all about getting headshots. I saw you played something similar with pistols in your video. Was that the same thing?
I think so. It's the Tactical Slayer mode where there's no shields or whatever, and everybody has the same gun.
They just change the guns up between matches?
Yeah, they do. Because then I went in and I tried one yesterday, and it was just like sniper rifles, which I hate.
Oh, nice.
I'm terrible at sniper rifles. Like,
well, I'm excited about like the change each time. That's kind of cool.
Oh, it is very cool. It's more about skill in these games, just because everybody is the same. No shields, everybody has the same weapon, so it's all about skill and who's getting the headshots, It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, enough about Halo. Let's talk about some new releases from this past week. All right, now you're gonna sense a theme to our new releases for this past week. First, let's talk about Loot River. This came out on May 3rd for Xbox One, Xbox X, and Xbox S and PC. Basically, this was I read a quote. It was described as Diablo and Tetris had a baby.
Yeah.
So, did you see the trailer for this?
Yeah.
It's weird, man, but it looks cool.
Yeah, it's like a top-down sort of hack and slash feel, except that you're controlling these platforms going down this river. So it's a
Yeah,
little bit of a puzzle game at the same time.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
sometimes the terrain acts as part of your weapon.
Yeah, it was really, really interesting. Yeah, it's procedurally generated dungeon levels, and it's a roguelike. So you control this character, yeah, and like you said, you're hacking and slashing, but you have to use the environment to kind of find your way to best do it. It's real time combat. You get spells and different loot from killing these people. You can level up and increase your stats. It looks really cool, and that is available on Game Pass day one. So it's on my list to check out. I haven't checked it out yet. There's been a lot happening. Another one, Trek to Yomi, came out May 5th for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox XS, and PC. Another game on Game Pass. Now, I did check this one out.
Yeah.
So I played it maybe about an hour today. Got through the first chapter. Now, what this is, it's a side-scrolling, completely black and white, Japanese, like, samurai game. But, like, it's supposed to be, like, a movie. So there's, like, a film grain on it, and, it's like you were playing, like, a Kurosawa movie, which I absolutely love. Like, I love those black and white samurai movies, dude. They're so good. And I started playing it today, and I was like, now the gameplay itself is pretty simple right now. I did read that it gets a little bit harder as far as the sword fighting and that sort of thing. Because right now it's just parry and then block, and then there's a light attack and a strong attack. But like I said, I read that it gets a little bit more detailed, but right now, dude, I'm in heaven. Like, it is really cool. Have you checked it out at all?
I watched the trailer for it earlier today, and that's sort of the perception I got. It's sort of like side-scrolling. I couldn't tell if it was like 2D or 2.5D.
So depending on where you're at, so it's a solid, like a standard screen, and you move about the screen. So if you go upward, a lot of times it's only left and right, but then there's some where you can move within, the foreground and the background. And then sometimes it might change, view. So it's really well done, really beautiful. I highly recommend it. And right now it's at a 75 on Metacritic, so it's up there. But yeah, definitely, that's your homework, dude. Play Trek to Yomi and report back next week.
I'll have to check it out.
Another one available. Game Pass day one, Citizen Sleeper, PC, Xbox One, XS, and Nintendo Switch. This is a sci-fi role-playing game, but it's basically just like you're playing a board game, like you're playing a tabletop game. It's entirely narrative-driven. There's very little gameplay, and what it is, it's like just a screen showing maybe like kind of a map, and there's different things that you have to do throughout the level. Before you start, you roll 6 dice, and they're randomized, and you put those under the tasks that you want to complete. Obviously, the higher the dice, the better your chance for completing these tasks. So you go through, and you got to figure out which one's getting if you rolled a 1, God forbid, you got to figure out where to put that one. What a cool idea. It really does seem like a board game. I downloaded it. I haven't played it yet, but that one, again, available day one on Game Pass. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty interesting style to it.
Yeah, exactly. You play as like a sleeper. It's like you've sold your body to a corporation, and now you live on as an artificial being. So, you really just you make decisions in the game and see how they play out. So definitely looks really cool, especially if you're into like sci-fi or board games,
Yeah.
And that is it for our new releases. One thing I did also want to mention, though, Fortnite available for free right now, and you can play it on xCloud. So it's back. Technically, it's back on iOS devices, iPad, iPhone. All you need is a Microsoft account and a device, and you could play it. It's crazy. It's right through, dude.
Yeah, that's a nice loophole.
Epic is very happy they're making it work. And then Xbox, Microsoft to just put it out there without needing a Game Pass service or Games with Gold service or anything. You can just play it. Anybody that has a phone could play this game. But, obviously it's through the cloud, so you got to have a great internet setup as well. But
I feel like we'll be talking about Apple's reaction to this on next week's show.
Dude, yeah. There's nothing they could do, It's right through their web browser. But yeah, it's gotta be hurting them for sure.
Oh yeah.
Not financially, but just really chipping their ass, as the kids say. All right, that's it for our new releases from last week. Let's get into our news of the week. I guess let's just continue. We've been talking about Game Pass games only for our new releases, so let's just keep going with the new Game Pass games that were announced for May. So, Loot River, Citizen Sleeper, Trek to Yomi. We talked about those. All brand new games available day one on Game Pass. Next up, Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair Anniversary Edition is out for the console, PC, and cloud May 10th. Danganronpa, the first one, is also available on Game Pass right now. So, you got to play them in order. It's a whole long story.
Narrative driven or something like that. I saw that's like an interactive storyboard, something like that.
Yeah, I've always wanted to start the Danganronpa games, and I just haven't. They seem like you got to be in the right mind space for it.
Yeah, they seem extremely Japanese in style and culture. And
I played a demo of one, and ever since then I'm like, I gotta play these games. It's just like it's kind of like the Ace Attorney series and like stuff like that. I like kind of solving things and figuring things out. Next up, Ayuden Chronicle Rising. This is another day one release. Comes out May 10th. Console, PC, and cloud. This is a prequel to the Ayuden Chronicle other game. He plays the same characters. I have no idea who they are or what this game is, but I know it's a role-playing game. This War of Mine Final Cut also comes out May 10th. This is available on console, PC, and cloud. This is a very sad war game. We talked about it once before, and now it's available to play on Game Pass. And then NHL 22 is out May 12th. Console only. That's through the EA Play service. So if you have that or Game Pass Ultimate, that is available to you. And then we also know that the second half of May, they haven't been announced, but May 24th, Floppy Knights and Hard Space Shipbreaker are both available, as well as Sniper Elite 5, May 26th. Pac-Man Museum Plus also coming May 27th. So those are the ones we know for the future offerings. And then we also know that leaving May 10th, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the definitive edition. Leaving May 15th, Enter the Gungeon, Final Fantasy X/X2, Remnant from the Ashes, Steep, The Catch, Carp and Course, and The Wild at Heart are all leaving. So, you've got another 2 weeks to play those games if you want them. And then lastly...
Go
ahead.
Okay. I was looking forward to San Andreas, but I was hoping that was going to be like if and when they fixed it.
Yeah.
I guess
think
we're not going to
have to wait for the next iteration. And then just real quick, Games with Gold also. Those games came out, and that's Yoku's Island Express, Hydro Thunder Hurricane, Viva Pinata Party Animals, and The Inner World, The Last Wind Monk. Classic. To those classic titles.
Oh yeah.
You excited for any of those other Game Pass games we mentioned?
The floppy one you said.
Floppy Nights?
Yeah,
or is that based just solely on the title, or do you know anything about it?
Just on the title.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
I like a good floppy game now.
I know you do. All right. Well, that's it. Keep an eye out for Floppy Nights and Danganronpa 2. Oh, yeah. All right, let's stop talking about Game Pass. Let's try to not talk about Game Pass the rest of the show, since we've mentioned it so much already.
I don't know if...
Yeah, I don't know if it's possible either. But let's talk about another $1 million video game acquisition. Let's talk about the Embracer Group. Were you familiar with the Embracer Group prior to this week's news?
No, not them as like the parent company, but I do know of THQ Nordic.
Yeah, yeah. So that's all knew. I knew about THQ Nordic and the other bits of the company, but I was not familiar with Embracer Group, and we'll get to them in a second. But let's talk about what happened. So Embracer Group entered into an agreement to acquire Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, and Square Enix Montreal, and a catalog of their IPs, including Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, Thief, Legacy of Kain, and more than 50 back catalog games from Square Enix Holdings for $300 million, dude. What a steal, right? All those games.
Oh yeah.
100 mil, I'd pay 301 million.
Yeah.
But let's just do a quick quote from the co-founder and CEO of Embracer Group, Lars Wingefors. They're Swedish, so that makes sense over there. We are thrilled to welcome these studios into the Embracer Group. We recognize the fantastic IP, world-class creative talent, and track record of excellence that have been demonstrated time and time again over the past decades. It has been a great pleasure meeting the leadership teams and discussing future plans for how they can realize their ambitions and become a great part of Embracer. Embracer is the best-kept secret in gaming, a massive, decentralized collection of entrepreneurs this is a different quote. This is from Square Enix, Phil Rogers, talking about Embracer. It is a decentralized collection of entrepreneurs whom we are thrilled to become a part of today. It is the perfect fit for our ambitions. Make high quality games with great people sustainably and grow our existing franchises to their best versions ever. Embracer allows us to forge new partnerships across all media to maximize our franchises' potential and live our dreams of making extraordinary entertainment. So, it's all happening.
And yeah, so to be clear and draw a distinction here, this is all of Square Enix's Western studios that are being sold to Embracer Group, while Square Enix in Japan will still exist, and they're holding on to their Japanese IP, such as Kingdom Hearts, I believe, and some others.
Yes. Yeah, they were basically just kind of, seemed to me and to a lot of people smart to the industry, they're just kind of looking to unload some of these more burdensome IPs titles. So not Tomb Raider. I guess Tomb Raider out of all of them is one of the bigger names that has made some money, but not as much. So in another article I read, they were talking about the profit margins of these studios, and they were under 1%. As far as what they made. And I think, part of that is problems with budget. I know Tomb Raider, their budget was super high, and I think they eventually made that back. But then you're talking about games like Marvel's Avengers, which was way over budget and was considered to be a bomb, and then Guardians of the Galaxy, which was critically reviewed well, but I don't think it sold very well. So you got those two games as well that they were just looking to get rid of, because reading about this, 300 million seems like a lot of money for video games, but finding out that these three studios and the IPs, that's not, it was a pretty good value that Embracer Group got. So, you got anything to add?
Did you see the reasoning that Square Enix gave for selling off the studios and properties?
No.
They're going to invest more in the blockchain and
I did
NFTs
see that
and things like that.
Stupid, dude. Speaking of NFTs, there's a 92% drop in NFTs in the want of them. I guess people that were selling NFT, they bought them for $2.3 million, selling them for $14,000, dude.
Yeah.
Nobody wants NFTs anymore.
Yeah, tricky business. It's one of those things where I've just sort of purposely ignored it. I think if you got in early, you could probably make some money, but that's the case over and over again with these kinds of things.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people are just kind of stuck with these stupid pictures of monkeys now. It's I don't know. Dude, really? And it's not even something you can display. It's just I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. But getting back to this, let's talk quick about Embracer Group. So they're a Swedish holding company, and they don't produce anything themselves. They just buy up everything. So they own 10 companies THQ Nordic, Koch Media, Coffee Stain, Amplifier Game Invest, Saber Interactive, Deca Games, Gearbox Entertainment, Easy Brain, Asmodee, and Dark Horse. So all different stuff. You know, you got comic books, video games, TV shows, movies. Like, so they got their hands in everything. And like after I did a little bit more research, I was like, oh, dude, I know of Embracer. I didn't know them as Embracer, but I remember watching them when, like you said, when THQ Nordic was buying up all these like old dead IPs, and I was like, this is really exciting. Like they bought Darksiders, Red Faction, Destroy All Humans. I remember when they bought those for from THQ for $4.9 million, and I was like, this company, they're on to something. I don't know where they're getting all their money at the time, but and then they later bought Black Forest Games for $1 million. They bought Biomutant. Remember that game? Did you play any of that? They bought that. Developer Experiment 101 for $9 million. I think that might have been a bust. That game didn't really take off like they had hoped it would. And then, yeah, they bought Koch Media for $150 million. And then by doing that, they became owner of Dambuster Studios, who does Dead Island and Homefront. And then Volition, who does Saints Row and Red Faction. So all these, you know, they're just kind of scooping up all these companies that are making these games that we're familiar with, games that we've heard are all now under this thing. They bought IPs Time Splitters, Kingdoms of Amalur. We saw the re-release of Kingdoms of Amalur. I'm very hopeful for a Time Splitters game. That would be dope.
Yeah.
And then,
so I believe they're supposed to operate kind of independently from the parent company.
Yes, yeah,
is that right?
Exactly.
Retain some independence.
Because they just bought Gearbox Studios, and everybody's just kind of making their own games. Warhorse Studios, they're the developer of Kingdom Come Deliverance. Milestone, the developer Hot Wheels Unleashed and MotoGP. So. Dude, these are all games that like we've talked about recently and stuff, and now you don't know that they're all this one parent company that's churning out this stuff. Saber Interactive did the ports for The Witcher 3 for the Switch, and they got Evil Dead the game coming out. So yeah, pretty crazy. But the more I read, I was like, dude, Embracer Group is killing it in the video game industry. So very cool. Hopefully they'll do some good things with the IP from those studios that they just purchased. So, what are you hoping for out of the games, the big IP that they bought? Is there any one that you were a fan of? Are you hoping for a game?
Not so much games. I want another Tomb Raider movie. I don't feel like we did it justice.
Gotcha. Should Angelina Jolie reprise the role? Get rid of that other broad.
I was gonna say, take the PlayStation 1 graphics and put them into the movie.
I like it.
Yeah.
Do like a Lego movie style thing.
The Lara Croft I fell in love with as a child.
Yeah, exactly. You want only 12 polygons on the entire screen.
Oh, yeah.
And 8 of them are breasts. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about Activision Blizzard having another lawsuit. This is our weekly segment called Activision Blizzard Gets Sued. This one is by, so it's a weird one. So they're now being sued by the New York City Employee Retirement and Pension Funds. Now these are, these funds, they have investors. People invest their like bus drivers or cops will invest their pensions into companies in the public market. And that's what this situation was. But this group is suing because they believe that Activision Blizzard's board, and specifically CEO Bobby Kotick, cost the company value, underselling the game publisher to Microsoft as a means of benefiting itself and escaping potential liability. So they're suing for potential earnings that they could have gotten, had there not been this, sale and scandal and all this stuff. Yeah. So it's a weird lawsuit suing that, for potential earnings in this. I don't know. What do you think about this?
I mean, it's interesting. I don't know enough about that to know if there's a lot of precedent for this. I assume there it would be. Um, yeah, all the headlines say New York City is suing Activision, but yeah, we got to make that distinction that this is like the basically public workers' retirement pensions that is making that call. Also, I've heard along the side, we haven't talked about it on the show, but I've heard some accusations of insider trading having gone on with some of Bobby Kotick's friends that
Mm-hmm.
maybe they had invested a lot of money right before this merger. People are starting to question that.
Yeah, yeah. There's, I mean, I think we did talk about that briefly a couple weeks ago. But yeah, I mean, there's so much that seems to be going wrong with this that it would be, I don't know, it would be impressive if it actually does end up going through after an investigation. But the suit reads, real quick, it says, because of his compromised position, the suit claims Kotick negotiated an unfavorable deal for shareholders, which the suit says was designed as an escape plan for himself and the company's directors. The speed with which Kotick moved to not just set an offer ceiling, but to execute an agreement was to be expected. Not only did the merger offer Kotick and his fellow directors a means to escape liability for their egregious breaches of fiduciary duty, but it also offered Kotick the chance to realize substantial non-ratable benefits. So, yeah, Activision Blizzard did respond. They said, "We disagree with the allegations made in this complaint and look forward to presenting our arguments to the court." So, dude, Activision Blizzard lawyers are eating good.
Yeah, they're busy. They're working for it.
Man, dude, it is crazy. So, yeah, we'll see how this one pans out. Again, like, it seems strange that it's like they're suing for the potential that there could have been more money, but who knows, dude? There was a huge scandal revolving. Like, could there have been more money? Was this the time to sell? I don't know. That's for the courts to decide. Find out more on Judge Judy. Have you been watching any of this Johnny Depp Amber Heard court case?
Catching bits and pieces here and there, but trying to avoid that as best as possible.
I keep seeing it on like social medias, and it looks like a shit show.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about the Chinese tech giant NetEase. So they opened their first U.S. studio called Jackalope Games. Now, I was not familiar with NetEase prior to this as well. Were you?
No.
No. So I guess they're basically like Tencent, just smaller.
Yeah, so their Asia's, China's second highest, just under 10 cent.
Yeah.
Losing my voice over here. Sorry about that.
Boy.
Just under 10 cent.
9 cent. They should be called 9 cent.
50 Cent must be way up there.
Dude, he's crushing it. So this will be NetEase's first studio based in America. It'll be focused on online multiplayer games for PC and console. It will operate independently with creative autonomy, and the first project will be fully funded by NetEase. So they're based in Austin, Texas, and it's going to be led by Jack Emmert. He's an experienced MMO developer behind City of Heroes, Star Trek Online, DCU Online, and Neverwinter. So he's definitely got his niche. He's cornered that market as far as those online MMORPGs and stuff. But yeah, so he says that NetEase Games is the best possible place for me and my team to thrive. We share the same passion to create engaging online universes for gamers worldwide. NetEase Games is providing the support and resources needed to build a great game studio and great games. So,
yeah, and it sounds like NetEase works with a lot of large IPs in China as it is. And it sounds like Jack Emmert has a lot of cred with that. So it sounds like moving forward, this won't be the last we're talking about either NetEase or Jackalope Games.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what they have in store. NetEase. I don't like saying NetEase, though.
NetEase.
It sounds weird. NetEase. But yeah. Keep it here for weekly NetEase updates.
Yeah.
Next up, Summer Game Fest is coming back bigger than ever, literally, because Summer Game Fest, it's very interesting. So Jeff Keighley announced via Twitter that this year's Summer Games Fest and the Game Awards are both going to be aired in certain IMAX theaters throughout US, Canada, and the United Kingdom. Super cool. Dude, I would love to watch the Game Awards in a IMAX theater. That would be amazing.
That's like a sense of community we don't usually get if you don't live in like a huge city.
Absolutely, yeah. You'd be there, like, getting those new trailers, giant. Everybody's yelling, throwing tomatoes at the screen. But before the Game Awards, this Summer Games Fest is starting. It's coming June 9th, and you don't have to go to an IMAX theater to watch. It's going to be available pretty much anywhere: YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. Every video game website's going to have it. But yeah, it's going to be hosted by Jeff Keighley again, and feature world premiere game reveals, trailers, updates from developers, platforms, celebrity guest appearances, live musical performances. So a lot of cool stuff. I'm sure we're going to have a huge segment devoted to the announcements that come out of the Summer Games Fest. It's like last year they had the world gameplay debut of Elden Ring and the announcement of Death Stranding Director's Cut. And then there's the Day of the Devs, which is a smaller event, more focused on indie games. And that's going to be the same day after the thing. And last year that they showed Axiom Verge 2, Death's Door, Last Stop. So some quality stuff getting announced at this Summer Games Fest. So, just because E3 is dead doesn't mean we're not getting some cool announcements.
Yeah. And I checked out their website earlier. They seem to be in line somehow with the Xbox and Bethesda announcements that's going to come like 3 days later on the 12th.
Yeah.
And then also there's like a Tribeca. I've heard of the Tribeca Film Festival. I might be getting the wrong film festival. One of those has like a game version of it. And that's also on their website as an upcoming event. So it sounds like nice little June for us as far as game announcements and awards.
Dude, I mean, like we talked about it before. I was bummed about the cancellation of E3. I always like the news coming out of that. But yeah, this is exciting that it's not entirely dead. We'll still get some fun news, and yeah, we're gonna be we're gonna have to do like a couple episodes. We're gonna be hard at work bringing this news to the people.
Oh yeah.
All right, next up, we've got a few more deets on the new All Elite Wrestling video game. Now, for you wrestling people out there, I know you're excited. I am personally excited. I'm a very big AEW fan. So I was excited. I watched this when it was announced. Basically, so they had a AEW Games live stream, and they were showing off some new characters. So a couple things we got. We got the name of the game. It's going to be AEW Fight Forever. It's going to be the name of the game. And they introduced 2 new characters. Not new, they're wrestlers, but, the video game versions of them. So we got to see Chris Statlander and Nyla Rose. And they announced that it was coming to PC, which was not announced prior to this. It was just console, and now PC players rejoice. Unfortunately, did you look at any of this video?
A little bit.
It doesn't look like it's near ready. So they're still saying 2022, but I'm not buying it.
Yeah, I've seen a few headlines that say there might be some behind the scenes drama going on. So we'll see. Maybe they can work it out. Maybe not.
I really okay. So dude, I've been a huge AEW fan. Like, it's the one thing I watch it live regularly. It's the only live television I watch. And I've been salivating for this new game because they're trying to take it back to more of an arcadey style. They're back at Ukes, and this has been a problem, it seems. So one of the guys in charge, this guy Kenny Omega, he's also a wrestler. Supposedly there's been some, he hasn't been playing well with the people over at Ukes because they've been, he's been wanting stuff that they either can't offer or they're taking advantage of the situation. Now, granted, what I've heard is that they're already super over budget on this game. And then now, like, this is happening. So they already announced that the roster is only going to have 50 wrestlers on it, which there's probably over 100 that are actually in the company. So people are already butthurt about that, and like, I don't know, man. It's not looking good. So I'm just gonna leave it at that right now. But hopefully they could turn it around and make a good game that's fun. I just don't want them to rush it. I feel like because they're already over budget, they keep saying 2022, they're gonna rush it, and we're gonna have another garbage wrestling game, and I can't stomach it.
Now, has AEW come out with previous games?
This is the first.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, they need to come out strong.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's like a mobile game, but that's it. Yeah, this is gonna be this is big. They got, like you said, they got to come out strong. If they miss, dude, I don't know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a sad day for me. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
All right, next up, the one. So this is like, this next one is your version of the AEW wrestling game.
Yeah.
Warped Kart Racers. 20 years too late, in my opinion.
Oh, really?
So this is a Apple Arcade game with your favorite King of the Hill, Family Guy, American Dad, and then a new game, or a new show, Solar Opposites. All animated shows from Fox, and they are now you can race go-karts with them. Who are you going to play as first?
Hank Hill, definitely.
Really? You're going right for the propane accessories?
Yeah. Let me start where I usually go, which is negative. Accessing this game.
Yep.
For now, it's only on Apple Arcade, and that's the biggest problem. I'm not going to pay a subscription to play it. But I was reading a few comments, and people say that this wouldn't be the first one to go from a timed exclusive on Apple Arcade to eventually come out on consoles and PC.
Right.
And if that's the case, I can see buying this game if it's the right price. But it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, I absolutely. It's not going to be more than $10 if it does come out, But also, that Apple Arcade, there's tons of free trials. So if you wanted to try it, like I've seen like 30-day free trials. When I bought my new phone, I think I got 6 months of Apple Arcade.
Wow.
Didn't play a single game on there. No, that's a lie. I did. I played towards the end of my trial. I had gotten that controller thing. So I did try some of the Apple Arcade games. Nothing really stuck. But I would definitely play this one. I would give it a shot. I'd be out there as the mom from Family Guy. What's her name? Lois. I always had a thing for Lois. Is that...
Yeah. Is it the, let's see, New England redheaded mom sort of thing?
Yeah, that must be it. Us gingers got to stick together. But yeah, so this game, there's going to be 16 maps, all those characters, tons of customization, such as different outfits for each character, wheel types, glider types, and more. You can play with up to 8 friends in online multiplayer. No release date yet, but it does say in the trailer that it's coming this month. So, we'll be talking about it soon. I'm just for the fun of it, I might subscribe to Apple Arcade just so that I could, maybe Brian, the dog from Family Guy, cruising around.
Oh, yeah.
Or if they got that, the pedophile from Family Guy. That guy, he's pretty cool.
Which one?
The pedophile guy from Family Guy.
Oh, sorry, I made you repeat that.
Yeah. Me too. You made me say pedophile twice. Damn it, now 3 times on this show. All right, we got to move on. We got to move this along. All right, and lastly, director Neil Blomkamp, the director of District 9, among other not as cool things, has created a new game called Off the Grid. It's a cyberpunk style third-person battle royale. And there was a little teaser trailer. Did you watch this little teaser trailer?
Yeah.
No gameplay, but I got excited. The guy's got like a blade that shoots out of his wrist. That's all I need.
Yeah.
And like giant,
I'm excited
creatures.
about it.
Yeah. So this is a it's supposed to be a next generation battle royale with a strong focus on narrative progression. It pits 150 players against each other, but PvE story missions will also take place on the map in real time. It's kind of like Destiny, how that would happen, with player actions affecting how the story and therefore other people's gameplay unfolds. Crafting and customization will also be a key component, with players encouraged to trade items with one another. Blomkamp said, with Off the Grid, our ambition is not only to create the Battle Royale 2.0 by adding deep player progression, but to build an evolving world designed to take on a life of its own, changing in unexpected ways each time a player rejoins the game. With an innovative approach to the Battle Royale core session flow and a deep narrative experience, we add purpose to each element of the game, allowing players to revisit the OTG world repeatedly, where there is always something new to find and explore and for us to expand upon. Sounds awesome. It sounds like a lot, though. You know?
Yeah.
We've heard these statements or similar ones before, like, I'm making something all new, baby. It's going to be the best.
Yeah.
But
now, District 9 must have some sort of cult following, because I remember when it came out and it didn't seem like anything special. I didn't really hear a lot of people talking about it, but still, this is like somebody's go-to claim to fame. But I also did hear that somebody involved with Altered Carbon, the Netflix show, has their hands in this, which sounds good.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of wondering, though, like, Cyberpunk 2077, even though it became like a famous flop because of the way it came out, it seems like people are down for that style of thing. I mean, I'm seeing cyberpunk music getting popular on YouTube and everything. And I think that some success of this game may come from Cyberpunk 2077 popularizing the genre.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Like I'm hoping that, I mean, Cyberpunk has been a popular genre for a while, but not nearly as popular as it was prior to, you know, the releases of, or after Cyberpunk 2077 came out. So yeah, definitely. And luckily, like, that didn't harm the popularity of the genre. But yeah, it's a cool thing, man. It's like, you know, it's cyber, it's punk. What more could you ask for? But getting back to District 9, it's a fantastic movie, and I recommend you watch it again if you
have to rewatch
it. Because then he was like, dude, he was the golden boy. They gave Elysium, I think, came after. Not very good. Chappie, great.
Seen that one. Yeah, anything with Diane Word, I'm cool.
Exactly. I know you were a Zeph boy. All right, that's it. That's it for our news for this week. It was a lot. Did we miss anything? You got anything to add?
Nah.
All right, good, because I don't want to hear it. Let's talk about a brand new content creator of the week. Piston_Honda 92. Now, do you think his name is isn't there, so there's Honda, isn't there a fighting guy named Piston, or no?
Oh, I don't know. I was thinking that this was like
the
a car reference.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. He's got like a 92 Honda Civic. It needs a new piston. Yeah. He's like, I'm just going to make that my name. Doesn't it sound like, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, this guy is our new content creator of the week. He is very fun. Please go watch some of his videos. I guarantee you will enjoy yourself. So what he does, he's got a couple different things. He does, first of all, one of the things that drew me in, Tales from the Crits. It's like a Dungeons and Dragons game that he plays with his friends and uploads some of these funnier scenes. And he'll include, like, you know, he puts the whole dialogue in there, the funny parts, and adds like these edits. And dude, I was laughing out loud. I was LOLing, as the kids say. But in addition to that, he does he's been playing games with like his girlfriend and friends, where, like, you know, you see them all and they're playing horror games, or he's playing Dark Souls. Those are a lot of fun to see, like, the reactions and the gameplay at the same time. And then, like, another one that was super funny, Hardcore Parkour, was him playing Borderlands. I think it was Borderlands. And then having, like, you know, that parkour scene from The Office? Like that, he just included that audio. You know which part I'm talking about, where they were like,
parkour.
Yeah, parkour.
Yeah.
So, dude, I have so much fun watching Piston_Honda's videos that, you know, I definitely recommend him.
Yeah. That friend aspect is what does it for me. I mean, you don't really get that on. I don't know if anybody else doing that on Fruit Lab or YouTube or anywhere really. That you're featuring your core group of friends.
Yeah.
You're getting multiple people's reactions, and it's like you're not just hearing one person talk to you. You're hanging out. You're part of the group.
Exactly. And yeah, that's the fun part. You feel like you're just hanging with some other friends, like everybody's joking around and stuff like that. It's definitely really enjoyable because it's not like that same, just Twitch vibe where you're just talking to like your Twitch audience or you're just focused on playing a game. You're just focusing on having fun with your friends, and we get to tag along and watch cool gameplay and like cool friend hangouts for those of us that don't have friends. We just get to get in where we fit in. That's what I like to say. All right. That brings us to the end of, I think it's a longer episode of Gaming News Weekly, but, there was a lot to talk about, and I was really fired up. I feel like I couldn't shut up this week, but, the people demand it. They ask for it. Yes. They say, we want E-Rock the Red to not shut up and just say dumb shit all day. So I bring it. It's for the people. All right, but I'm shutting up now. Thank you so much for watching. My name is E-Rock the Red. This is Full Clip. You can find us putting out awesome content everywhere. Fruit Lab, YouTube. I'm at Pop Culture Playground on YouTube. This guy's on YouTube doing his thing. Game Facts. You can check him out on Twitch. FullClip_FL. And anywhere you get podcasts, you could download the audio version of this show. Listen to it on the go. Listen to it while you go to sleep. We'll put sweet words in your head while you're sleeping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's all I got. You got anything else?
Yeah, don't let the trees kill you.
Don't let the trees kill you. Watch out for M. Night Shyamalan and all the above. All right. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you next week.